Hello, my name is Emily Sanval, and I serve as the Director of Undergraduate Programs in the School of Engineering and Computer Science. And I am here today to talk to you all a little bit about student success and involvement in the School of Engineering and Computer Science. Now, you may be thinking, why are we talking about these specific things within an academic context? Well, I will tell you, success is really important to us in our school. We want to make sure that we are walking alongside students throughout their time here so that they can achieve their goal of graduating with a degree in one of our programs. But involvement also is critically important outside the classroom. What we hear from recruiters who are recruiting our students for jobs is that they want to see that leadership experience on students' resume. That's a huge compliment to what they're doing inside the classroom. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what we have to offer in our school. So first I want to talk about our student organizations. Now Baylor has over 350 student organizations that you can get involved in. There's not a lack of things to do on campus, but in the School of Engineering and Computer Science, we have a little over 20 student organizations that you can plug into. So I have them all listed here for you all to review kind of specifically, but they do kind of break up in a couple of different categories. So we have professional organizations. These are organizations that you typically join depending on what your major is. And you can be a student member, and that membership can grow with you as you graduate and move into industry. So a lot of these professional organizations, a lot of their mission centers around professional development and really kind of digging into whatever degree program it is a little bit more, bringing in speakers to speak on topics that are of interest. So those organizations are it's an important part of the fabric of our school. We also have competition organizations. So these are really neat. They take what you're learning inside the classroom and it's applying it outside the classroom in this type competition environment. So organizations like SAE Baja or SAE Aero, so Baja, building a Baja car and racing it, or putting it through a couple of different interventions in a competition. SAE Aero, building an airplane to do that. On the computer science side, it could be joining a cybersecurity student organization and competing in those competitions. So it's a really nice complement to all the things that you're learning in the classroom. And then we have service-based organizations. So these are organizations that really lend themselves to our mission at Baylor. Part of what is important to us is that we are bringing up engineers and computer scientists in the world that want to give back, that want to share some of the knowledge that they've learned here and help the world, help the community. So on the engineering side, we have engineers with a mission, and they're all about building sustainable technologies for underserved communities, both locally and abroad. And on the computer science side, we have an organization called Computing for Compassion. So they work with nonprofits, work through their technology issues, whatever those may be. So it's a great way for students to, again, practice what they're learning and serve others. So a variety of things that you can get plugged into. And we really encourage students to pick one or two of these organizations and dig in pretty deeply. So become a leader in that organization, chair the organization, take on some leadership role because that's what those recruiters are looking for. So involvement is going to be critical. Now, I did want to review some of the success resources that we have. And the first kind of program that we lead off with when you start in the fall is a new student experience class. So in our school, you take it with students who are in your major. So our pre-engineering students take it with other pre-engineering students, our computer science students and bioinformatics students take it with those students. But these classes are all designed to help welcome you, acclimate you, help you make that transition to Baylor and to our school. And we cover a lot of important information to kind of set you up for success here. So that's a class that you'll register for during orientation. Now, within that class, we talk about a variety of things, success resources on our campus. We talk about career planning already. You know, that's a conversation we have right from the get-go because we want to make sure that you are really aware of what you need to do in order to plan for that internship that you may have the next summer or the following summer. So we bring in our Career Center to talk to you all about that. But that's a really strategic process for us each year of your experience in our school. Having an internship is pretty much a requirement in these degree programs in order for you to get a job after this is all over. And so we have worked with our Career Center to make sure that you are receiving, as a student, very specific messaging each year of your experience to help you secure that internship and to secure that job. Now, we also have, kind of centered around our learning area, we have a learning resource center that is kind of like a mini success center for engineering and computer science students. So this is housed in one of our academic spaces on campus. It's a place where we have free tutoring, free drop-in tutoring. We have a computer lab that's connected to our network, open study space for students. And this is something that we'll make sure that you learn and know about in that new student experience course. And then our faculty are armed to help support students who may be struggling through an academic progress report system that we have at the university. So maybe a faculty member senses a personality change in a student, or maybe a student's not showing up to class or hasn't done well on quizzes or tests or isn't turning in homework. They can submit an academic progress report to just kind of alert the student and the academic area that, hey, something may be going on. Let's get the student connected to the resources and help get them back on track. So all those academic progress reports come through our undergraduate programs office, and our academic advisors do a specific outreach on each of those. So that kind of web really helps to support our students. Now, one of the things that's going to be important while you're here is checking your Baylor email. So hopefully you all have done that already if you're to this point, but mail.baylor.edu is kind of the hub for that. But we'll really start using your Baylor email as the primary source of communicating with you. It's the most reliable source, kind of email source that we have, but you'll receive important information from faculty, from staff, from the university about what's happening on campus. So please make sure that you are checking your Baylor email over the summer. We receive a newsletter, or we send out a newsletter every week from ECS Student Services that highlights activities happening in our school, research opportunities, job and internship opportunities, scholarship opportunities. So any piece of information that can be helpful to students, kind of compile in a weekly newsletter. So this is a really easy one. And I know I'm totally guilty of this with other newsletters that I get, that you're like, here it comes again, delete, and you don't ever look at it. But we really encourage our students to spend time browsing that newsletter, because your next job opportunity, your next scholarship opportunity could be within that. So that's a huge resource for students. And then our academic advising area has a special email address, ecs_advising@baylor.edu, where you'll receive messaging about advising, how to schedule that appointment when you get here, important deadlines that are coming up, academic deadlines that you may need to be attentive to. So being kind of aware of those specific emails, addresses in our school will be really important. So bottom line, check your Baylor email. And I wanted to end here talking about study abroad. Now, you may all be thinking, especially in this time, study abroad doesn't really seem like an option. But as we kind of grow and learn through this time that we are in, study abroad can be a really great option for students, and something that you can totally do in the School of Engineering and Computer Science. I also think sometimes students and families look at our flow charts for our degrees and they think there's no way we can leave for a study abroad experience, but it's absolutely possible. So I've listed here some of the countries that we've sent students to study abroad. What's important when studying abroad is that you're making academic progress. We want progress to graduation. So our academic advising team works really closely with our study abroad office to help you find the best fit program where you're taking classes that are going to help you get to graduation, but also provide you with a really excellent experience. You can see Dublin's highlighted here, University College Dublin. We have a great relationship with them on the engineering side, where you can take some engineering courses there. And the photo in our slideshow shows some of our students there a couple of semesters ago. But our encouragement to you is study abroad, if this piques your interest even just a little bit, even in our current times, is to talk to your advisor early. So discuss those plans early, say, hey, I'm thinking about study abroad, and then they can work with you, maybe put some courses aside to help you kind of see forward when the best semester will be for you to take that study abroad semester or summer in your experience. And two, in your major, studying abroad, I think is an important activity that you can get plugged into, because it's forcing you to get outside your comfort zone. You're immersing yourself in a different culture, the types of companies that you'll probably go work for. Some of them are international companies where one day you may be sitting around the boardroom table with people from all over the world. So what a great experience to have during your college years, where you get to dip yourself into a different culture and navigate that. So definitely some great experience with study abroad. Thank you all for joining me for this conversation about student success and involvement, and we are excited to see you in the fall. Thank you.